Do you want to add this weapon to your arsenal?
Right in the face!
Few shots from the Crow. David
Big one to the body. Oh, he's got him.
Those shots.
Oh, man! They hit you with that. Massive spinning back kick.
The spinning back kick can be devastating if landed correctly. And in this video, I'm going to give you the tips and tricks to make your kick reach that next level. This is the ultimate guide to the spinning back kick. Whoa, Jesus. You guys all right? Sorry about that. My name is Liam Griffin, and I'm the head coach here at SBG Cork. Last week we did a video on the front snap kick. It went down very well, got some great feedback. If you want to see that, it's right up here. This week we're going to expand the horizons a little bit. We're going to go and do the spinning back kick, and let's begin. We're going to start with the kick itself. Now firstly, it's the heel of your foot that must make contact with the target. It's likely that other parts of your foot will end up touching the target, like the ball of your foot or the sole of your foot, but it's the heel that does the most amount of damage, so you've got to do your best to expose that to the target. Secondly, this is a straight line push kick. I know it starts with a spin, but you've got to find a way to neutralize the spin before you send the kick on its way. It's a very common mistake to see people overshoot and miss the target altogether. How are we going to fix these two things? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to isolate the kick against the wall just like this. So what we're going to start with is your back to the wall, your kicking foot furthest from the wall, and we're going to start off by throwing a few kicks. Okay, just get your distance set, and what I'm focused on first is exposing my heel to the target, just like this. Secondly, I'm focused on this foot here. That foot points away from the target, and this is a good indicator that my hip angle is correct, and this is where I should stop spinning. So we talked about earlier on neutralizing the spin before throwing a kick. Well, pointing your foot, standing foot away from the target, that tells you you're there. Stop there, now throw your kick. Thirdly, as I kick, this standing leg must be angled towards the target. If, for example, my standing leg as I land is vertical, then when I throw that kick, I'm going to bounce off the target and I'm not going to transfer any power through. But if I can manage my distance so that as I kick, I've got this kind of lean towards the target, then all of my generated power is going to go through the target. And you just do some reps. Now we're going to talk about the spin. The first thing you've got to realize about the spin is that it's only a half spin, not a full spin. Understanding that will be the key to solving that over-rotation issue we mentioned a little earlier. Now you've also got to have a good sense of the timing and balance as to when and where you put your center of gravity before you kick. You've got to be fully prepared to stand on one leg before you even lift your leg. I know that sounds silly, but getting that timing and balance correct is the key to having a fast, powerful and accurate spinning back kick. The last thing is you have to know how to use your hands to spin. Use your hands like Wonder Woman. Not that Wonder Woman, the original Linda Carter Wonder Woman. Now she knew how to use her hands to spin. This is the drill. So I'm gonna make my fight stance, target in this direction this time. Before I spin, I've got to transfer the weight onto my front leg. So there's a transfer, and now remember it's a half spin. So I'm only going to turn this foot 180 degrees from pointing at my target to pointing away from my target. And in that half spin, I've transferred all of my weight onto my supporting leg. This leg is carrying nothing right now. It's free to do step one that we practiced earlier. So let's do that again. So here's the weight transfer, and here's the half spin, and there's the balance transferred. So now I'm free to kick. Let's talk about the arms for a second. They've got two jobs to do. We're first going to neutralize the spin of your lower body using your upper body. And then once you have a steady launch platform, then we're going to torque the arms again to put some energy back into the kick again. So here's our starting point. As I'm going to transfer my weight onto my front leg and start beginning to turn, that's my lower body turning clockwise. And now my upper body is going to torque anti-clockwise. Add those two together, you come out with 0. One going left, one going right, you end up in the middle. That's what gives me my straight line launch pad directly at you guys. I'm going here. Now I have a straight line. Now once I have my foundations set, my standing foot pointing away from target, my hips are lined up, I'm ready to go. Now I'm gonna re-enlist the use of my arms to get some momentum towards you guys again. I'm gonna swing my elbow towards you, swing my arms towards you, and let that kick go. But more important than that, my standing leg doesn't rotate any further. Once I establish my tracking straight ahead, I'm gonna launch straight ahead. If you continue to practice parts 1 and 2 of this tutorial, then you'll develop a pretty decent spinning back kick from a static position. But if you want to land that kick in sparring or in a fight, well then you're going to need some footwork, some setups, some good old sleight of foot. Here's a couple of examples that might help you. The first setup is used expertly by Wexford's own Brian the Pikeman Moore, who fights for Bellator. Now he uses this footwork to set up a backhand in his boxing combinations, but we're going to use it for the spinning back kick. My opponent over here is going to break range, so they're going to initiate the attack. As they come in with a jab or step into range, all I'm going to do is I'm going to sink. So I'm literally moving my back leg a little bit, following with my front leg, and then hunkering down. I'm getting ready to pounce back. Okay, so I'm not retreating. They think I'm retreating. I'm not. I'm only setting them up. Okay, so as they step in, there's my sink, but I'm also incorporating the half spin. And now I'm ready to go straight back at them. And they've literally walked onto their own impending doom.
The hands are down, opens up those kicks a lot more. You're seeing Perez look for the turning back kick, lands it beautifully.
Second variation, named after the man himself, Cung Lee, who used to fight in the UFC, Strikeforce, and a load of other organizations. You start off in your regular stance, but you somehow switch over to your opposite stance. So that's southpaw if you're normally an orthodox fighter. And you can actually do that by stepping back and making your opponent believe that they're now a little bit safer. You're too far away to land a strike. So we're here and we're just going to move him back and moving around. Now from here, this is where you launch. What we're going to do is we're going to step really aggressively back into your regular stance. So step right in, and then from there, let rip. So you're going to step and spin. You've covered a massive amount of distance, plus that extra forwards body momentum has added heaps of power to your kick. This variation is less of a setup and more an adjustment to your actual kick technique. We're going to start from too far out, what your opponent believes is too far out. And instead of landing short of the target, what we're actually going to do is your standing leg is going to slide to make up the difference. We're going to hit somebody from seemingly too far away. So here would be my regular stance or regular distance for that spinning back kick. And that would be where I would normally need to stand in order to land it. But I'm going to go from here. And that little shift in weight there, that will give your opponent a false sense of security. They think that you can't reach them, but you can if you slide that standing leg. So as I kick, I'm going to slide that standing leg towards the target and make up the difference and shock them with a kick that they didn't think I could reach them with. Another great way to land a spinning back kick is to set a trap. Now think of this as in the situation where you're pressuring somebody to the fence. Okay, I'm pressuring you guys back here. As you go this way, I'm going to cut the corner. As you go that way, I'm going to cut the corner. Now I want to set a trap. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to step to the side and leave a space. 9 times out of 10, people will go for that space because they want to get their back off the fence. In that kind of happy moment where they think they're free, their guard slightly drops. What do? You spin and you aim for where you know they're going to be. I hope those ideas and tips help you with your spinning back kick. If you want to see the front snap kick tutorial, it's right up here. If you like the content in this channel, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Comment below if there's a kick that you'd like me to cover in an upcoming video, and I'll see you next time.